Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Eitan. Hey, good morning, everyone. Thank you for watching this special show. We're so excited. Today we have Mayor Max. We've been waiting for the mayor to clear up his schedule for almost a year now. And he's here with his chief of staff, which also happens to be his mom, Phyllis Mueller. And please help me welcome Mayor Max and
Phyllis Mueller.
Phyllis Mueller. Yeah. No. Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. Good morning.
We're very
nice to
honored
be here.
Nice to have you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, we're very proud to have you on our
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So we thought that before we started with anything, we would give a little video that you did, which is really, really cute, of one of the local reporters or the local TV stations did a video, and it really pretty much says just everything about Max. So if you don't mind, we're going to go ahead and who is Mayor Max? Let's go ahead and watch this.
Okay.
Best friend is now right. This 6-year-old pup is running the town of over 3,000 people.
One of my tasks is being the chief of staff for the mayor of Idlewild, who is a golden retriever. He's on his 6th year. The mayor does whatever is needed and wanted. He's a hardworking dog.
Every day in his signature pickup truck, the elected leader meets with his constituents, attends events, all the while wearing an impressive tie.
These are a small sampling of the mayor's tie collection. The mayor has 2 deputies that are also golden retrievers. They're all 6 years old.
Just to see what a draw he is and what a positive influence he is on this community is amazing. I love it.
But Max isn't Idlewild's first 4-legged member. In 2012, the town held a fundraiser where residents could pay $1 per vote for a mayoral candidate of their choosing. The election was strictly for their animals.
What people were allowed to enroll their dog or their cat. They could not run themselves as a human, and 14 dogs and 2 cats ran. So everybody was running their own pets. It was just a lot of fun. Everybody did their own little version of their promotion. They mostly made a flyer. My dog, Mayor Max the First, won the first voted election.
The fundraiser, which went towards an animal rescue organization, not only generated over $30,000, but Max the First secured 2/3 of the vote, making him Idlewild to walk on 4 legs.
The love and devotion and the love he got from Idlewild, he loved doing it.
Sadly, in the midst of his second term, Mayor Max the First passed away, leaving the town heartbroken.
Then I went on the search to find Mayor Max's descendants, and I found them 3 months after Mayor Max passed away. And Max the Second took over for Mayor Max the First at 11 weeks old, and the deputy mayors were 8 weeks old. And then it came time to do another voted election, and the community just spoke up, and the town just said mayor for life.
Just like his predecessor, Mayor Max II continues to bring utter joy to the town of Idlewild.
He takes good care of the town. He shows up for every community event. He goes to all the schools.
They came over to visit me. I was so sick and brought honey.
Politicians should be dogs.
Mayor Max's office, this is Phyllis. He's gotten so popular. There's almost every day we get calls for people that come to Idlewild to see the mayor.
I come from Czech Republic, and now we came to this town, which is the best town we have ever met. It's really a great experience, and I would like him to be my representative.
He makes people happy. He uplifts their spirits. When people see him, they experience a nice time. And our belief is that if you make people happy and you create positive energy, you've increased their survival potential and their well-being and with happiness.
Now, Mayor Max is a politician. You can follow his administration on Facebook with the link below. That's it for today's show. Be sure to like our page.
Okay. That was absolutely fantastic. Wow.
Thank you.
Very
He's
well
a
done.
good dog. He's a good, hardworking dog, and he creates a lot of happiness for people.
Oh, that's for sure. So did you ever think that this would happen to Max and that it would be going on for so long?
I didn't really think about it at the time, but I did think about this. When I heard about the election, I just knew that I would win that election. I was going to go for it. And I saw it as an opportunity to actually be the mayor of Idlewild, with Max being the mayor, but me being the voice behind him. But then I thought, well, if he could talk, what would he say? And I go, well, if it's a golden retriever, it's all going to be about unconditional love. And I thought how nicely that aligns with, our philosophy and the fact that we believe the mayor's charter is to help make the world a better place by conveying unconditional love and doing as many good deeds for others as possible. And he's working toward peace on earth in his lifetime. And he believes that that can be accomplished by the way that people handle themselves. So rather than focus on negative energy, the mayor believes that positive energy leads towards life and increased survival potential and well-being for everyone. And so he just does kind and loving things for people. And he does a lot of work. We run a real mayor's office for Idlewild. And he, aside from during COVID, he comes out in the public every day and he meets with people and he creates a lot of happiness and joy. And there are hundreds of services that we provide to the community through the mayor. Goodwill visits, visiting people, if they're ill or if they have a hard time for days about what we do. But anyway.
I'm so sorry. I was trying to fix the sound here. I think that maybe your mic might be pulled out or something. Is it?
No. Glenn, we're losing the mayor here. Hang on one second. Is that better? Is it better?
Yeah.
You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to unplug for 1 second.
Okay.
I'm going to take this out.
Okay. There you go.
Oh.
Yeah, there we go.
One moment
okay,
here.
We're live, so it really doesn't make any difference.
All right. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
All right. So then being okay, good. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, good. We got the mayor in the shot for a moment here. That's great.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Stay right here. Stay right here, buddy. Stay right here. Maybe if you get it, what if you try a treat over here? We're going to see if we can get the mayor focused. He's used to being in a, he can't hear you because of the earplugs.
Yeah, and, right. Yeah.
So, he's used to being in the back of his truck and looking for people. And it's just kind of funny here.
Okay. So what are the special things that, what does Max do in the community during this COVID-19 lockdown? Because, I see a lot of these politicians that Max is like the perfect politician, isn't he?
He really is. So I can talk about that. So because of social distancing, obviously I haven't been bringing the mayor out in the public. I take him with me on errands, but then I don't, try to draw a crowd right now. Because social distancing rules are still in place. So but what we do is we've increased our communications on social media, and we've done things like FaceTime events where somebody wants to see the mayor or celebrate a birthday and something like that, and so we'll do that. But what I did is I've made ourselves available. The mayor's heading out again. But I've made Max, Glenn, if you do what you did with the treat, that worked. What we do is we've made ourselves and our phone numbers and our emails available for people. A lot of people have needed help. We even handle calls for suicide. I make my number available 7 by 24, 365 days a year. And I've always done that, but I've made that much more known now And I've given my phone number to many people. Glenn is off one there. We're losing the mayor again. Here we go. We're going to get him back, though. We're going to get him back. And so
yeah, I hear everything in the background. Yeah,
yeah, sorry. And,
that's okay. It's his day off. It's
it
his
is.
day off.
There we
Yeah.
go. Okay,
Yeah.
Max. Just
Okay,
relax.
Max.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, we get a lot more calls now, and we help people, and I have a lot of great advice for people. So just because of my background and everything like that, I know how to help people, and I know how to talk them out of suicidal thoughts and get them back to focusing on their life and the future and that kind of thing. And I'm really proud of that work. We also, in the non-COVID days, do visits at hospitals, nursing homes, that kind of thing. But mainly we're here to help the community. And if because I read and respond to 100% of the mayor's social media comments and everything, I reach out to people individually when they make a comment it makes me know that they're having difficulties. And so, we maintain our presence, by social media, telephone, email, Facebook, Skype, something like this, one way or another. We're always available. And the mayor has a landline that comes into the house, and our cell phone are the two numbers we make available. And we keep those numbers live, right by our bed, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a wonderful thing. So you are absolutely using social media to the fullest extent. And I bet you didn't really lose a beat, did you, when you went from going from physical to digital?
No. Right.
Yeah, so that's a wonderful thing. So I think that's kind of the wave of the future. Gaetan and I are definitely believing that, aren't we, Gaetan?
Yes. The joy in life is to be happy. And what I understand from Mayor Max, he shared joy freely to everyone.
Yes.
And that's fantastic.
Yeah. And we believe that, positive energy leads towards life, as I mentioned, and negative energy goes in the wrong direction. So we're constantly posting, it's funny because, people tend to, I think, enjoy negative energy to some degree. It's seductive and they just get into it. But what they don't realize is that they're shortening their lifespan when they do that. And so here we go. He's going to take a little break. And,
that's okay.
And so they don't realize. No, Glenn, that's okay. One moment, please. Here.
Okay.
Max, we're doing
Hi,
a little
Glenn.
interview. Yeah, Glenn says hello, by the way.
Yeah. He's saying, Mom. I'm off today. I'm not working. Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, yay! There you go.
Yeah, he's the only politician, by the way, who'll close his mouth on command. Now he doesn't have his mouth open right now, but I can, I can hold up a treat and say, "Okay, close your mouth," and he'll do it on command. Can you stay with me, buddy? Can you stay?
Yeah.
So
we got a comment here from Sebastian. He says, "That is so good. Thank you for doing this and saving lives." I just said it. It's Glenn. That's your husband, right?
Yes, it is. Glenn is the other chief of staff for the mayor. I tend to be the voice, but he helps me a lot. And when we're out in the public, we have the mayor and the two deputies. So I
was just going to ask that. Is Max hiring more deputies?
Yes, we do. We actually we have a program where we've signed up thousands, but but for people who like our charter, they get a deputy mayor certificate, and they represent the mayor's charter in their community. And so we recruit deputy mayors, and that means that they promise to help make the world a better place by conveying unconditional love and doing as many good deeds for others as possible. And I'm very proud of that program too. And because I believe that mankind, all of us together today, right now, in 5 minutes, could create peace on earth by just converting any negative thought to love. And I prepare a mayor's calendar every year, and in the month of December this year, I basically am asking people to be living angels. And if they had been met by an actual angel, that the love and kindness they would feel, and they should just be a living angel on earth. And if everything that they did was motivated by love and kindness And we all just did that. We, the people, have the power to create peace on earth. And I'm completely serious about that. So at any point, but then people get into their negative energy. So when I'm on Facebook or something and I see a negative energy series where people are just being hateful for no reason and they don't realize that they're shortening their lifespan, I pop in and then I say, and you can always find the positive way to handle any situation. So for example, some people like to complain that people leave trash. And so then they complain and there'll be a whole series of people just being mean about that. Whereas I see trash, I go, oh, what an opportunity to be a wonderful person. I'm going to go pick that up.
Good for you. So, yeah, exactly. You find that pony in a pile of poop.
I just pick it up. I have no problem with that. And I know that I'm a wonderful person for being like that.
Yeah.
But I believe that in any situation, no matter what happens, before you act or react or say anything, take the time to figure out how to do it in a loving way. And so no matter what, even when people have been mean to me for any reason, and maybe my first reaction is to, I'm a little upset by that. But if I think about it and I go, okay, I want to respond to that, I'm going to find a way to do it with love. And, one time there was a person I was on the phone with, and he was being mean to me just because we had a different philosophy on something. And I said, I just want you to know that whatever you do, whatever you say, whatever action you take, I'm going to respond only with love and kindness, no matter what you do.
Good
and
for
so
you.
I have been able to accomplish that ability by just focusing on it. And everybody has the same ability. So I try to tell people, over and over, don't go negative on anything. Wait and work on and find a positive way to handle any situation, anything. And it's funny that some people get it, and our deputy mayors, the thousands that we have, they get it. But I have a close friend who doesn't get it at all, and I find that amazing. And then sometimes I get annoyed by that, and I go, wait, I'm going to return that with just love and kindness, and then
there you go.
So
there you go. Speaking of Max's calendar, you sent us one, which we appreciate, and I just put a link in the broadcast here so that you guys can see that. Here was the calendar, or here is the calendar.
Yeah.
And I think you can even download a PDF on this too. Yeah, this is really, really great here.
Thank you. On the mayor's website, you can see all the calendars since 2014 was the first year I did it. And you can download all the content. And I put in the calendar some of the secrets to the universe that I've learned for whatever reason, how to have a happy, abundant, affluent, joyful, wonderful life, even in stressful times. And so I feel very proud of that. Also, I still have a few calendars left, primarily because if I mailed, the mayor has a huge audience now, over 10,000, and I mail all over the world. But sometimes people will change address and not let me know. And I have no way to reach them because I only had their address. And so I have, and undeliverables that have been returned to me. They're a little bit bent, but they're still perfect. And if you hang them on the wall, they're still fine. And I'm happy to send those out. So if somebody would like a physical copy of a slightly bent Mayor Max calendar for 2020, they can just email me at max@mayormax.com, max@mayormax.com, and I will mail them the calendar. And I will run out, but I have over 40 undeliverables this year. And I'll still continue to get them throughout the year because I just got one back from Chile, and I mailed it a long time ago, but it just came back, and now I have another that I can, so if somebody would like the calendar, I did put, and you'd think I'm clairvoyant, but the month of March is exactly how to live in crisis and to still be happy.
Oh, wow, that's goosebumps.
And I wrote, I know, because I wrote that piece in November because I had to print in December. So I finished the writing for the calendar in November, I print in December, and I distribute, January, February, and then I'm pretty much out except for these stragglers. And, but I thought, well, that's interesting because I respond to the spiritual universe, and the input that I get from voices or just feelings or intuition. And I didn't know that there was going to be the COVID crisis lockdown that would start in March. But in November, I was inspired to write that. And I think that
Wow.
it's interesting because to me, it's just another example of how the spiritual universe impacts us all. And I feel that I have a wonderful life because I live in the spiritual universe as well as the physical. And
Well,
we all do, but most people don't know that.
Well,
So-
you're speaking to the choir here. Gaetan and I are both very spiritual, so we totally resonate with that. You know,
Right.
it's funny, Phyllis, I've known of you and Max for over a year now. And during that time, we saw that Max needed some help. So I sent you some of our Canine Community Reporter.
Yes.
Canine Community Reporter. These are iron-on emblems, embroidered emblems, and
Beautiful.
we thought, well, hey, here's what we'll do. We'll have Mayor Max be able to assign some community reporters.
I
And
love the
so,
idea.
and here's, we're going to give you guys a little understanding of what a canine community reporter is. This is a reporter that is a dog in a community that goes out and then he reports from his perspective about how his community is doing. And then we post it and we put that in the show. Now they actually become certified and they get an emblem to put on, and then they also get a press pass.
That's so great. That's great.
Yeah.
Love
So
it.
it's a fun thing to do, and it's easy for the community reporters to be able to share their information with us. And what we had in the beginning, boy, we've had, oh gosh, so many reporters that I think we had 11 of them at one time. And they would report on things that people were doing wrong in the neighborhood that the dog thought they were doing wrong. So it came out to be really good. So if you're deputies and would like to appoint some canine reporters in your area, that would be really, really great.
We will do it, and they'll get in touch with you. So
okay,
definitely fun to outreach on that, and thank you. So.
Yeah. Well, I made a little video about Max that it just tickled me to be able to do it. You provided me with some of your favorite videos, and I had some pictures. So let's go ahead and let's watch this video.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Chuck Washington, Riverside County Supervisor, and I've been collaborating with a colleague of mine, Mayor Max of Idlewild. We would love you pets to bring your humans up to Idlewild. You'll have a great time.
I love it. This is why he loves his job. He does a lot of hard work. Max. Okay, close your mouth all the way. Okay.
Take a picture of the four of us.
Yeah. Okay, look up, Max. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Oh man. Yummy.
We had a lot of fun doing that.
That's great.
Wow.
You know,
Great.
love is a very powerful tool and unfortunately underrated. And using love like that and positive thinking is the probably the best thing we can do to the community and people around us. So
Well,
salute Max for that.
Thank you.
And the thing that I'm loving about it so much is that here was a concept that somebody came up with, and you, Phyllis, you and your husband and the people in the community embraced it wholeheartedly, knowing that
Yeah.
Max was not really a mayor, but actually he's better than a mayor.
He's an ambassador of love.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
There's no conflict, there's nothing, and then you ran with it, and here it is. Here it is, all these years later, and just having his own special area, and I'm sure he loves knowing that he's going to go to work, doesn't he?
He does. Oh, I should have sent you. I have a darling video where I tell the deputies, we're going to go to work. And they just start jumping up and down. And he's the same way. He knows if he sees us, I grab my baseball cap, my wallet, and my keys and my phone. He knows we're going to work. And so now, you know, what it is in social distancing, we're going on an errand and you're not visiting with people, but they still get excited about it. But, you know, the thing about love, and I feel like when people say, you know, love, it can seem trite, but I'm talking about love when it's difficult. It's easy to be loving when it's easy. Your darling niece and family that, you know, the good family and things like that, you know, it's easy to be loving. But when somebody does something and it's been harmful to you, and it's been hurtful and you're brokenhearted, whatever it is, or angry, and then it's a matter of converting that emotion to love, and you can do it. You have to have the intention to do it, the desire to do it. But you'll find in seconds, and then the more you do that, the more spiritual you become and the more powerful you become. And then you realize that I've been able to convert, and I can do this with almost anyone. I can help convert their negative energy to positive energy. And like I said, even take a suicidal person to wanting to live. But that's done with love, and it's done with caring, and any person can do it. They just don't. And so we try to be a wake-up call for that. And we certainly have helped people all over the globe. I mean, you know, thousands, and he's reached millions and maybe even hundreds of millions by now, but definitely millions. And so, you know, we just keep doing that, and we're looking forward to getting back out there and being able to continue. But we are doing it with social media, and like we did last week, we did a birthday. One of the things during COVID, it's increased the number of birthday surprise messages. I get called by the wife or the partner or the husband or the boyfriend or girlfriend saying, hey, can Mayor Max do a surprise birthday party via FaceTime? And so, or some way. And so we do that. And I put him out in the truck, and I have him pose and do all his things, and he's on there and he communicates love, and then we do that, and it's been a lot of fun. And so, you know, but yeah, just helping as much as we can. And so.
Well,
yeah,
you know, I was going to say that what we do here on the Dog Connection is we try and find and we showcase those dogs that make a difference in people's lives and those people that make a difference in the dog's life. And then what we like to do is be able to show how a dog is a real gift. And if people can be aware of the fact that this gift that has been given to them, if they just wake up and become aware of what the dog is trying to say to them, or what the dog is actually doing, not only to protect them, but to ease their pain, to help them through suffering, to help them through the difficult times, and also to bring laughter and love to their life. This is something that we really love. So you fit the bill 100% as a guest on our show. Wow.
Thank you.
In the context of the coronavirus, I there's a quote I read from a spiritual writer. He said, "Love is contagious. Be a carrier."
Mm-hmm. Good one.
And what you're doing is exactly that. You're sharing love with everybody,
Right.
positive thinking, and making
Yes.
everybody happy and joyful.
Mm-hmm.
Good work.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, any other last minute things that you want to say about what are you planning for the next year with Max? Where are you going with it? And is there any new things that you're adding to the services? I think you're probably going to be going with virtual, aren't you?
Well, certainly as long as distancing is going on, we're doing that a lot, and so you know, the social media presence is a way to get the word out to so many people, and his community keeps growing. And so I do a great, you know, I do 1, 2, or 3 posts a day on his 3 sites, of which 2 are on Facebook, one's on Instagram. And there's more I could be doing, but my husband and I actually work for a living. So Max is a full-time job, but we also have full-time jobs. So we have 2 full-time jobs. So, you know, we're going to continue that and do as much outreach as possible. And so, you know, in terms of services, I just respond to all needs real time. And we help the community if people ran out of resources and they need fundraising or they need help or they're sick or that, whatever it is, like, we'll respond real time. And you know, and it can just be anything. Like we've saved people who've been trapped in the snow and would have died if we hadn't intervened, and found them. And you know, to, you know, helping person with a suicide call, or it could just be depression, you know, and giving them the tips for how to be happy and helping them with that and staying in touch with them. And you know, so we just respond real time. You know, we've rescued, I did a rescue on the highway. People were broken down. This is just a couple days ago. And I saw it and I stopped to go, do you need help? And they go, yes, our radiator hose broke and we have no water in the car. And we think we can fix the hose, but we need water. So I was halfway, I was a third of the way down the mountain. I just turned around to the closest water. I got the water. I took it back to them. So it's kind of a real time thing of what's going to happen today. And you know, on the people that I saved in the snow, I bring the mare out in any kind of weather, right? I pride myself, if we can safely get there, because we have 4-wheel drive, even in the snow, we're going to be out in the public with the mare. So I was, but once I get so wet that the snow and the rain has gone through my clothing and I'm now wet to my skin, that's when I wrap it up and I go home. So this is one of those days where a blizzard happened in the middle of the day, and I was going home, and I was almost home. I was 2 miles from home, and I drove by, and with my peripheral vision, because I was driving looking straight ahead because of the snow and the kind of a whiteout condition. But with my peripheral vision, I saw something that looked strange, and it kind of looked like I saw a penguin. Now, I'm not in the Arctic. I'm in the California mountains.
Yeah, right.
But a little voice said, I heard a voice, and it said, you need to turn around. And I didn't at first. I go, no, I want to go home. This is probably just me wanting to do more visiting, and I just want to go home. And then I got about a mile further, and the voice said, you got to turn around. And so I did. And I went back, and when I pulled up, there were 6 people that were stranded in the snow. They'd lost their car keys. They'd come up from the desert. They had no sheltering clothing, and the adults had given their coats to the little children, and that's why they looked like a penguin, because the coat was all the way to the ground. And it turned out that they were freezing to death. And in this, you know, they didn't even have long pants. And so I put them in our car and we rescued them, and I drove them to hour and a half away to get the spare key. And then I drove them, all the children were dropped off to the other parents. And then I took the adults back to the car, and then I followed them out because they didn't have snow tires and or 4-wheel drive, and then made sure they were all safe and all that. And it was about a 6-hour thing for me. And that's just the real-time nature of it. But like I said, I live in the spiritual universe as well as the physical, because here I am, you see me, that's physical. But in the space in between is spiritual, and I respond to the voices. And so I thank heavens I did, I believe fully they would not have survived because they were in a remote area where there was
right,
and
right.
so it's the expansion is how will it expand and how much can I do? And I'd
Right.
love to work on Miramax with my 2 full-time jobs. I'd like them both to be Miramax.
Yeah,
But
right.
what
Yeah.
funds Miramax is our regular job.
Yeah.
And so that's how we can afford to send out a calendar to thousands of people and that
Right,
kind of
right.
thing. So anyway,
Well-
the mayor's office is not an income producer. It's just an expense, but it's a labor of love for us. So
Yeah,
that's
right.
why we do it. So
Well,
anyway.
I know you show a lot of pictures of Max because you dress him up real cute. So I just wanted to bring out a little bit of laughter here.
Okay.
Here's Max.
Yep.
There he
Yep.
is.
He wears the tie to work every day. He loves to wear hats. He's got a bunch of them. Yeah. That's Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how that was Halloween. He was being a lion.
Okay. There he is.
That was, so friends came from Ohio. Yeah. Here he was howling. He was singing a tune of "I Love You."
Oh yeah.
He wanted to go fishing there. There's a little fishing. He loves to wear cowboy hats. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, you've been an inspiration to everybody, and
thank you.
we appreciate you being on the show. It's always a pleasure for us to meet with people that really care about animals and really get it, especially dogs.
Yeah.
So thank you so very much. We look forward to having you on the show again, and also.
Wonderful.
We look forward to having those canine community reporters letting us know
I'll get them going.
the real pertinent information about what's happening in your area. Okay. You've been very, very, very inspiring, and we couldn't ask for more. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you for your joy and love. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Okay.
Our pleasure.
Nice to have you.
Bye.
Thank you.